Hi, I'm Amber,
And I'm Kirsten.
and you're listening to
Lurking in the Shadows. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello, Shadows.
That's right, our little shadow.
Welcome back to another episode.
Yep, we are on to a case with Kirsten.
Today I am discussing the unexplained death of 6-year-old Katherine Korzilius that happened minutes after walking home from her mailbox. We typically don't like to discuss children's cases, but there's nothing really grotesque about this one. It's just mysterious, so that's why I'm okay sharing it.
Okay,
And it's technically unsolved.
your favorite.
So Katherine Erin Korzilius was born on October 15th, 1989 to Paul and Nancy Korzilius. She had an older brother named Chris, who was 9 years old at the time of Katherine's death. Her dad, Paul, was a tour manager for John Bon Jovi, the
Okay.
Bon Jovi.
Oh my god.
Katherine was going to be a first grader at Valley View Elementary School in Austin, Texas, and took ballet lessons as well as swimming and soccer lessons. She loved to draw and build homes for bugs. Her family lived in the 800 block of the upscale gated community called Elder Circle in Austin, Texas. Elder Circle was a quiet and safe street consisting of grand homes and manicured lawns. Street names were chiseled on large stones sitting on top of brick pillars.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah. Wish.
Bullshit.
Katherine would often play with other kids in the neighborhood, described her as a kind and generous little girl.
The 90s playing with your friends outside. What a
Right?
time.
I know. It was the best.
It was.
On August 7th, 1996, Katherine, Nancy, and Chris were out running errands. They went to a math tutor, Subway for lunch, and then stopped to buy Paul some golf clubs because it was his birthday.
Oh, let's be real here. Subway still slapped back in the 90s. They don't now.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time I ate Subway.
Yeah, me either.
Literally, it's probably been like 10 years.
Mine probably hasn't been that long enough.
He was sadly away in New York on a business trip at this time. Around 4 p.m., they arrived back at their cul-de-sac and stopped at the communal mailbox, which is at the entrance to their road. So their mailboxes aren't outside of their houses. They're all together in one larger box, like in my parents' neighborhood, if you remember.
Okay, yeah.
Katherine got out to grab the mail, handed it to her mom, then asked if she could walk the rest of the way home. She was at an age where she started wanting some independence and had walked from the mailbox many times before. This was their routine. From where the mailbox is, there's two ways you can get back to their house. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll post pictures, and I'm also going to screen share a video clip here in a moment. Otherwise, you'll see the pictures on Instagram, so follow us there. So let me screen share this clip.
Nancy and Chris drove home in the direction the car was already facing. Katherine went in the opposite direction, the shorter way home. The Korzilius family lives here on Elder Circle. The community mailboxes are located here. Nancy and Chris drove home in this direction. Katherine apparently followed this route.
Both of my
Katherine always walked the shorter way back home, which was only 4 houses away. And I don't know if it's because Nancy was already like facing the other way, but Nancy drove the long way home instead of turning around and following her daughter on the shorter route.
I think it was just because her car was facing that way.
That's what it still seems kind of weird to me, but yeah, I'm assuming that's why they went that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know Catherine's done this many times before, but you think you'd still want to like watch her.
Yeah, but she's driving in a car. She probably even thought, like, I'll beat her home.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know, like, I'll watch her walk to the house halfway anyway because I'm going to beat her there.
know. Nancy and Chris arrive at the house and start unloading the car. A few minutes go by, but Catherine still hasn't arrived home. Nancy tells Chris to go outside and look for her, but he returns crying, saying he can't find her. At 4:15, Nancy and Chris get back in the car and drive over to the next door neighbor's house. Now, I looked this neighborhood up on Google Maps, and the houses are pretty close together, so I'm not sure why they drove over to the neighbor's house, but Nancy knocks on their door, and a young boy answers but says he hasn't seen Catherine. Nancy continued to drive down Elder Circle and came across Catherine laying motionless in the road. According to Nancy, Catherine was unconscious but still breathing. Instead of calling 911, she picks her up and drives her to the hospital. She's quoted saying, "I could tell that she was unconscious, but she was breathing. I knew it was too hot to leave her on the pavement. I know that it's never a good idea to move somebody if you don't know what their injuries are, but I just couldn't leave her there. And I think having driven her to the emergency room before, knowing the way very well, I felt confident that I was able to drive that drive." And I don't know if you caught that where she's saying she drove her to the ER before. At the time, Catherine currently had a broken left thumb and a splint on her left hand.
Oh.
I couldn't find anything on my research saying how she broke her thumb. So I'm not sure if it was just a fall, what happened.
Yeah.
At the hospital, it was discovered that Catherine sustained a skull fracture and sadly never regained consciousness. She was on a ventilator but was brain dead.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, right? They arrived home at 4:15 they find her. This all happens in 15 minutes.
Jesus.
Paul arranged for a charter aircraft so he could go directly home, but sadly, Catherine was pronounced dead at 11:30 p.m., and he didn't arrive until an hour later at 12:30 a.m.
Oh, that's sad.
It is, so she died an hour before he got there.
Hmm.
It was assumed her death was caused by a hit and run, but the autopsy didn't seem to reveal that and only left more questions.
Okay. Was there blood? Was there... No?
No.
Okay. I'll give you my theories at the end. I'm working on it.
Also, a driver still would have been able to see Catherine from about 1/10 of a mile away, giving them plenty of time to stop before hitting her, unless they just weren't paying attention to the road. She headed home on the shorter route, but was found less than 10 minutes later on the opposite side of the circle, half a mile away.
Oh, so she wasn't even in the same path.
No, she ended up on past their house, where she was found laying in the road.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Let's see. So, according to R. Bavardo, the medical examiner of Travis County, he's quoted saying, "The injuries that Catherine sustained could have been the result of either jumping from a moving vehicle, being thrown from a moving vehicle, or falling from a moving vehicle. The type of injuries that we expect in these circumstances would have been the same," end quote. I mean, if she fell from a moving vehicle, whose was it, and did she fall or was she pushed?
Why isn't there blood and scrapes and bruises?
So she does have when they do the autopsy, she does have I just saw in a picture it was just a drawing of some marks that it looks like she might have had, but nothing crazy. One of the theories that investigators proposed was that somehow Catherine had jumped on the back of their vehicle without Nancy's knowledge. And as the vehicle drove around Elder Circle, she had fallen off, which is a way to explain where she was found in Elder Circle, which is completely opposite of where she would have been on her normal route. I personally don't agree with this because there's no way they wouldn't have heard her attempting to hop onto the back of the car. Like, her foot would have hit it, her hands would have smacked onto it.
Yeah.
Like, she has a splint. There's nothing for her to hold on to. Like, they would have heard that.
Yeah, what is she?
Like, it wouldn't have been a graceful jump onto a moving vehicle.
Yeah, and with an injured hand, you're not going to be hanging on.
Right. And, like, Nancy, like, if she was just standing back there holding on, Nancy would have been able to see her in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, I mean, she should have been a little aware, like,
right.
There's no way. She didn't, that's not even a realm of possibility of, like, her jumping on, not even just her mother's car, the back of any car. She's not doing that.
Right. Like, and you would have heard that. There would have been a thud.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
No, that one doesn't make sense to me.
The Korzilius family believes that Katherine was abducted and murdered, and like in the video said, they hired their own PI, Barbara O'Brien. There was a vacant lot that Katherine would have walked past on the shorter route home. Barbara is quoted saying, "A few days after Katherine's death, the investigators did bring in the canine unit and the search the area. They did pick up her scent over in this vacant lot, which would indicate that she was coming in this direction from the mailbox, taking the most direct route home. The scent was lost, however, which tells us that this may have been the point where she was abducted or the injury took place, but she was then later moved where she was found by her mother." So I think that's like a good or a decent indicator that she did walk on the shorter route home.
Yeah.
But all this happened in only a 15-minute time span that it seems kind of unlikely to me that she would have been all murdered, abducted, and moved all within 15 minutes. I mean, but truth is often stranger than fiction, so I don't know. Maybe that is what happened.
I'm really leaning towards the, somebody snatched her in the car and then, like, she was pushed out of the car, she jumped out of the car or something.
Yeah, that's possible too.
Like, the only reason why I'm leaning more towards that is because of the location where she was found.
Mm-hmm.
I think she could have been walking past that vacant lot, somebody in there snatched her up, started driving, and then whatever happens in the car and pushes her out while they're leaving the neighborhood, and that's why the mother never sees anything. The car never repasses the mother or anything like that. Also then explains the injury. Because I'll admit to you, at first when you told me the injury, and this was before you had mentioned how far of a distance she was found, my brain first went to like, oh, maybe she was just, being a silly kid and did like a, like a backflip or, just doing something stupid on asphalt and cracked her head, because, TBIs freaking happen. They can happen in a blink of an eye without you even thinking about it, So that's why I was thinking, that was actually the first thing that popped in my head. Is like, oh no, this poor little girl must have been like, but then for her to be a half mile down past the other way, that's why, how else would she get there? How the hell else would she get there other than a vehicle?
Right. Unless, like, she saw something and, like, walked past her house to go look at it, but then it doesn't explain her injury.
Yeah. That's the thing.
And also, like, if she somehow did get on the back of her mom's car without them knowing, they would have been driving pretty slow. I feel like her injury is awful severe for, like, a slow-moving vehicle falling off of. But
yeah,
her head would have had to, like, directly hit the pavement.
Yeah, I don't think her being on her mother's vehicle is a possibility at all. I think some random predator got her.
But also, it's just, like, it's a quiet neighborhood. Like, talk about wrong place, wrong time. Like, on this route, she's 4 houses away from her house.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's sad. How quick that can happen.
Mm-hmm. The neighbors that were interviewed reported they didn't see or hear anything unusual that day, and there were no skid marks or anything abnormal nearby to show that, like, someone tried to get away quickly.
Oh, and also, I want to point out these people were filthy, stupid rich in that neighborhood, okay?
Hmm.
Does not save you from violence, baby, okay? Like,
Yeah, it doesn't.
it does not.
And Nancy says in the clip, the Unsolved Mysteries episode, that when she found Catherine, her hair was smoothed, her clothes were straight, and her toes were pointed straight.
What?
So it doesn't look like there was a struggle unless someone like staged the scene. So let me play part of that clip.
She looked like she'd been laid out there for me to find. Her hair was smoothed down. Her shirt was straight. Her shorts were straight. Her toes were pointed straight. Her sandals were on. I know someone moved her, and I know someone laid her there for me to find.
Ah.
So that's a little strange, like how she was found.
Yeah, and her shoes being on. If she jumped from a car, you would think her shoes would have flown off.
Right, or if there was some sort of a struggle.
Yeah,
She's trying to get away.
that is weird.
No, I just feel like her injury does not match the scene.
No, that doesn't.
So those are the two main theories, that she like jumped on the vehicle and fell, or was like abducted and murdered. But like we said, like falling off the vehicle doesn't make sense if Nancy is telling the truth about how she found Catherine. She wouldn't be laying straight, like she likely would have had a tumble fall.
Yeah.
And falling off the vehicle also doesn't explain how her scent got picked up in the vacant lot. Because
Well, I was thinking if
mom
somebody
went the opposite way of the vacant lot.
I was thinking if somebody was sitting there in their car or something,
Maybe.
and she approached the car or something.
Hmm. And I don't know what it looked like in the 90s. I think this clip was filmed 2 years later for Unsolved Mysteries.
So it's
But
probably
like
the
it's
same.
like it's overgrown. It's not like there's anything. It's not like manicured lawn. It's just like weeds and things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Unless they're picking up scent from like a previous day. I don't know how long a person's scent stays in an area.
Yeah, that's true too. I don't know.
Like maybe she was never even in the vacant lot that day and they're just picking up a scent from like the day before if she was playing around there. I don't know. And then a lesser talked about theory is that maybe this was an accidental death and Nancy was trying to cover it up. Like maybe Nancy accidentally hit her, or maybe her and her brother were like fighting in the back seat and he like pushed her out and Nancy wanted to cover for him.
Yeah, of course, there's always going to be a
That's
theory
mentioned.
blaming the mother or whatever,
Mhm. Yeah.
No, I don't think that's the case here at all. But I
Yeah.
don't know what the case is.
Right. Like it's so weird. Like how she's found
Yeah,
and her injury, it just doesn't line up.
yeah, that's very, very weird.
With no leads or evidence to go on, the case quickly went cold. Catherine's family and neighbors planted a tree in her honor in the neighborhood with a plaque in her name. Bon Jovi even wrote a song about her titled August 7th, 415, because that's the date and time she died.
Oh, wow.
Neighbors were also understandably on alert. Like one of them said he wasn't letting his daughter walk home anymore. They helped the Korzilius family by posting flyers offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of the perpetrator. Nancy and Paul eventually get a divorce, so I don't know. I wonder if he places any blame on her for Catherine's death. I don't really know the details of it.
Yeah, I mean, losing a child's hard, so.
Yeah. And another tragic thing about this story is Catherine's brother Chris, when he was older, he later became a senior deputy for the Travis County Sheriff's Office, but he was killed in a car accident on March 18th, 2020 at the age of only 32.
Oh, that's so sad.
So their poor parents lost both of their children.
Wow. That is so sad.
Mm-hmm. And then Catherine's death still technically remains unsolved.
Yeah, I mean, surprised the cops didn't write this one off as suicide, you know?
Right, I know. But, like, I don't know what my theory is in this one. Like, I don't know.
I think my only theory I have is I think a random stranger murdered her.
How do you think they did it, though?
She had to have hit her head on that pavement with a skull fracture.
But then how did she end up so, like, poised and posed? With her shoes straight, her feet straight? Like,
I don't know.
she didn't fall that way and hit her head that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, there's no. I mean, unless he posed her afterwards, but like, there's not a single
Right.
theory I can sit here that checks all the boxes of how she was found and everything without like. It's just crazy how much was executed in such a little bit of time.
Right. There was only 15 minutes.
Yeah, and she had to have been moved, murdered, placed. There was obviously
In 15 minutes without being seen by anybody.
not being seen by anybody, and that also includes the time of her like she had to start walking. You know, she obviously
Right, yeah.
And somebody
Who knows if she
stopped
even
her,
went
whatever.
straight home?
Yeah, that's an unsolved, man.
That's a true mystery.
Yeah, that's a true mystery right there. Holy,
Yeah, true whodunit.
yeah, and we got nothing.
Yeah, no. There's no evidence, like, no suspects. I read in one article that Nancy, like, was a suspect at one time, but I don't think she still is.
Yeah, of course. Well,
So let us know in comments what your
yeah,
theories
what's
are.
your theories? I would love to hear them.
I don't have a single clue.
Yeah, mine's pretty subpar, really. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, like, some of what I think happened matches, but then it also doesn't explain other things.
it doesn't. Yeah, you're right.
I feel like there's no one theory that everything lines up with,
Nope.
other than murder and staging. Like,
Yeah. Crazy.
yeah.
Well, make like a shadow and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at.
Lurking in the Shadows podcast.
Check us out on TikTok at.
Lurking in the Shadows pod.
Any questions, concerns, or case suggestions, send us an email at.
Lurking in the Shadows podcast at gmail.com. And keep looking around for our next episode.